I'm Pete Ferryman, and here's the latest news update from Fox 12. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration granted full approval for the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for people ages 16 and older. The president addressed it at a news conference earlier today. The vaccine has been authorized, or had been authorized for emergency use in the Welcome back to the noon news. I'm Pete Ferryman. Let's get you up to speed on some of today's big stories. Police made one arrest after a shootout in downtown Portland on Sunday that was caught on camera. There were no reports of any injuries. Dennis Anderson faces charges of unlawful possession of a gun and unlawful use of a weapon. Police are still investigating, and at this point, they say that there's no confirmed connection to yesterday's violent rallies. Just into the newsroom, the leader of the Proud Boys group, Enrique Tarrio, has been sentenced to 5 months in jail. Tarrio was convicted of burning a Black Lives Matter banner that was torn down from an historic black church in downtown Washington, D.C., and for bringing 2 high-capacity firearm magazines into the nation's capital 2 days before the January 6th riot. Tarrio pleaded guilty last month. Several leaders and members of the Proud Boys are facing charges in the Capitol riot. If you are in Washington starting today, you are once again required to wear masks while indoors in public. The mandate comes amid a surge in COVID-19 cases. There are some exemptions, including small private gatherings where everyone has been vaccinated.
The moment you've been waiting for is here. It's time for you to go get your vaccination and get it today.
President Biden is urging unvaccinated Americans to get Pfizer's COVID-19 shot now that the FDA has given it full approval. Today's announcement paves the way for more Americans to roll up their sleeves. For Fox 12, Jonathan Seri has more from the home of the CDC.
The numbers are still ticking up. We're now averaging more than 137,000 new COVID cases every day in the U.S., an 11% increase from last week. But the effort to get Americans vaccinated could be getting a big boost. The FDA announcing Monday it has given full authorization to Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. Public health officials say it should help alleviate vaccine hesitancy and prompt more companies to adopt mandates.
It may help increase vaccination rates to some extent, but I also think that there are universities and businesses that have been considering putting in vaccine requirements. This announcement from the FDA would likely encourage them.
The push for vaccination comes as hospitals are getting overwhelmed with COVID patients once again. Almost 80,000 Americans are now hospitalized, including a growing number of children, with doctors across the country reporting the Delta variant hitting young people much faster than the original strain.
It's attacking the younger, and the younger are sicker, and they're sicker quicker.
Public health officials still scrambling to contain the outbreak. Over the weekend, San Francisco became the first city to require proof of full vaccination for most indoor activities, drawing mixed reactions from folks there.
I think it's terrific, actually. Absolutely in favor of it.
There's going to be a little bit of angst and pushback.
There is still no word on when the FDA may give full approval to the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox 12, Oregon.
The FDA says the full authorization is only for use in people 16 years and older. The emergency use authorization continues for kids 12 through 15. Meanwhile, the Pentagon says it will require service members to receive the COVID-19 vaccine now that the Pfizer vaccine has received that full approval. Take a look at this post from the FDA on Twitter. It says, quote, "You are not a horse. You are not a cow. Seriously, y'all, stop it." The tweet is part of an effort to stop people from trying disproven treatments for COVID-19, such as an anti-parasitic drug that's typically used in livestock. In March, the FDA said that, quote, "taking large doses of this drug is dangerous and can cause serious harm." New at noon, Portland police made an arrest this morning after responding to a call about someone trying to steal a catalytic converter. They posted these photos on Twitter. We're told the attempted theft happened near Park Rose School in northeast Portland. As you can see, the car part was not taken, but there is significant damage. Police say thieves can steal catalytic converters in less than 20 minutes and then sell them for their valuable metal. Police are urging people to be aware of grinding noises or people working under cars. They also say there are anti-theft devices available. TriMet police are investigating a crash involving a car and a MAX train. It happened this morning near OMSI in southeast Portland. Right now, police say it looks like the driver of the car ran a red light. We're told that driver suffered minor injuries and was not taken to the hospital. General Motors is expanding its recall of Chevy Bolt cars over battery problems, which the company says could cause fires. The recall includes 73,000 Bolt models from 2019 to 2022. That's on top of the 69,000 that were already recalled. GM says if you have one, park outside, don't charge overnight, and set your charge limit to 90%. This expanded recall is expected to cost a total of $1.8 billion. T-Mobile is now facing class action lawsuits over a big data breach. The wireless carrier says the personal information of more than 50 million customers was compromised in a recent cyber attack. Hundreds of thousands of people had their information stolen. According to Bloomberg, T-Mobile now faces 2 class action lawsuits. Both claim T-Mobile violated a California law which allows state residents to see all the information a company has saved about them and what was shared with third parties. The information that is now at risk includes names, social security numbers, and driver's license information. The personal information of 70 million people might be up for sale after a second data breach in as many weeks. And now some security experts say the hacks are so big, there is a good chance you are a victim of one of them. For Fox 12, Harry Samler shows us what to do to protect yourself.
Earlier, it was T-Mobile. Now we're hearing online rumors about AT&T being hacked. You know what? Take my phone, take my wallet, my driver's license, my credit card, my keys. At this point, I might as well hand it all over to hackers on a silver platter. AT&T's statement about the alleged hack of 70 million customers may be a denial, maybe not. Based on our investigation, the information that appeared on an internet chat does not appear to have come from our systems. The online site HackRead says bidding starts at $200,000. Shiny Hunters, a well-known hacking group, says you can have all 70 million accounts for $1 million. Come on. At this point, assume that your personal information is compromised. On Easter weekend, 500 million Facebook users had their information stolen, including Mark Zuckerberg. 150 million people in the Equifax data breach in 2017. The good news is there are 2 simple ways to protect yourself, and you can thank the pandemic for one of them, because all 3 credit reporting agencies, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax are allowing you to check your credit reports for free through next spring. You can do it every week if you like by going to annualcreditreport.com. The second thing you can do is freeze your credit. That means nobody can open up a new account in your name. I'm going to start with Experian.com. I'm going to scroll down to where it says Security Freeze. I'm going to add a security freeze. I'm going to freeze my own credit file. I'm prompted to fill out personal information and create a PIN. Do not lose your PIN. 5 minutes later, door number 1 is locked. It took another 15 minutes to lock TransUnion and Equifax. Option 3 is do nothing. Unfortunately, the easiest option of all.
Happening right now, a local team is taking to the baseball diamond once again in the Little League World Series. The Lakers from Lake Oswego are facing South Dakota. The game was supposed to happen yesterday, but had been postponed until today because of rain. The Lakers are coming off an 8-2 win against Pennsylvania, but it's a tough matchup for our local boys. They're up against South Dakota pitcher Gavin Weir, who's gained a lot of attention after throwing a no-hitter against Louisiana on opening day and only allowing 1 hit in more than 500 pitches. Wow. All right, good luck to them. Meanwhile, the weather, let's talk about that. A lot cooler, especially overnight.
Yeah, and I wanted to piggyback on that note and take you up to the mountain to talk about the conditions that were going on up there this morning. It's 48 right now at Timberline Lodge. Earlier this morning, it was 39 degrees up there, and briefly overnight, they experienced wind chills in the upper 20s at 6,000 feet in elevation. So, boy, it was definitely feeling pretty cold up there in the higher elevations. Let's take you to a different shot to our Adventure Park at Ski Bowl camera. It's not going to be long before we start to see accumulating snow in the higher elevations on Mount Hood, but I don't see that happening over the next week or so. However, we have a great shot of the mountain at this point. Blue skies overhead. Currently 51 down the slope at Government Camp, and they also started in the mid to upper 30s out at the Mountain Pass. Meanwhile, it does look like the clouds are gradually breaking around the metro area. That's a live look from our Skyline camera. PDX is sitting at 64 degrees, and it looks like we'll generally see increasing sunshine throughout the afternoon into the early evening. And temperature-wise, we should max out right around the low to mid 70s, but temperatures are going to fall back into the 60s, 50s, and we're going to see widespread 40s around the metro area by tomorrow morning at sunrise. Air quality is good right now. I think we remain in good air quality west of the Cascades for the foreseeable future. We're seeing moderate air quality in parts of central and eastern Oregon. It gets even worse as you get toward Bend. And it does look like we're going to see increasing smoke over the next 24 hours or so, especially across central and eastern Oregon. But overall, we have a great forecast west of the Cascades and for the metro area. We'll be talking more about that coming up here in a little bit. Pete, back to you.
Okay. Thanks so much. We do appreciate it, Jeff. And we're hearing now that that Little League game we mentioned may have been postponed again due to rain. We'll stay on top of that for you. At the same time, a girl is being called a hero for helping to save her mother's life.
I'm forever grateful and extremely, as her mother, I'm very proud of her.
Now, coming up, how this 5-year-old used emojis to save her mother's life.
You're watching the Noon News. First, live, local.
I'm Pete Ferryman, and here is the latest news update from Fox 12. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration granted full approval to the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for people ages 16 and older. The vaccine had been authorized for emergency use in the U.S. since mid-December. Out of more than 170 million people in the country fully vaccinated against COVID-19, more than 92 million received the Pfizer shot. More help is coming to renters in Washington. Clark County opened a new program to help people struggling to pay for rent. Landlords and renters can both submit referrals for rental assistance. 800 households will be eligible for aid during this round. And we'll keep you posted on the developments there. Right now, let's get you updated on the weather with Jeff.
Yeah, it looks like we'll end up seeing more sunshine than the weekend this afternoon, with temperatures maxing out in the low to mid 70s. We have another chilly night on tap. By sunrise Tuesday morning, we're going to see widespread temperatures in the low 50s and 40s around the metro area. Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday afternoon will be warmer and sunnier, though, with highs in the upper 70s to the mid 80s. Thursday and Friday are going to play out just like this past weekend, with mostly cloudy skies, areas of drizzle, and temperatures struggling to reach the 70s. But by Saturday and Sunday, high pressure builds in from the west, and it looks like temperatures will soar back into the mid to upper 80s. Pete?
Okay, Jeff, thanks for news and weather updates anytime. Just download the Fox 12 app, or you can log on to our YouTube channel.